I left $20 million in my boyfriend's safe, and by morning, he vanished with it. Yeah, that happened. My name's Naomi Carter, and at 33, I became a living example of what happens when love blinds you so badly, logic checks out early. Just a few months ago, I sold my cybersecurity firm for $40 million. Felt like the queen of the world. You know, next move, buy my dream estate in the hills above Atlanta. Offered 20 million cash, cold, hard cash, to beat out all the other bidders. But there was a snag. Before closing the deal, I needed a secure spot to stash that money overnight. Naturally, I trusted the one person I thought I could. Roman, my boyfriend of 4 years. So, I dropped the entire 20 million in his state-of-the-art vault inside his sleek penthouse. Next morning, poof, Roman and the money both gone. No texts, no calls, no, hey, I'm sorry. Just an empty safe and a silence so loud it still echoes in my head. But if you think that's the end of the story, buckle up. It's just the start. See, I didn't grow up rolling in dough or silver spoons. I'm from South Memphis, raised by my grandma Eloise after my mom died and my dad disappeared before I even knew him. Grandma taught me 3 rules. Education is non-negotiable, trust must be earned, and always keep copies of your receipts, every single one. Our house? 2-bedroom duplex with roaches who refused to pay rent and a heater that worked only when it felt like it. Birthdays were simple, Christmas gifts practical, and dinners stretched with rice and prayers. But I wasn't bitter. I was determined. By 16, I'd saved enough tutoring and working weekends at the corner store to buy my first laptop, a clunky thing, but it opened a whole new world. While everyone else was on MySpace or snapping selfies, I was learning Python, Java, and ethical hacking. Code became my escape hatch. Got a full ride to Howard University, double majored in computer science and applied math. I started a student-run tech hotline, interned at big firms, but working under someone else's vision? Not my style. After graduation, I returned to Atlanta and started CypherNest, a boutique cybersecurity firm serving startups that couldn't afford the giants. First couple years? Brutal. Maxed out credit cards, ramen noodles dinners, and rejections piling up like junk mail. But then, a black-owned fintech firm gave us a contract, and everything changed. CypherNest grew fast. I hired a team, moved to a better office, and finally bought Grandma her dream ranch home with a garden and solar panels. Then came the Dubai conglomerate buyout offer of $40 million. That's when I started house hunting. And when Roman started acting like this was more than just my success, I met Roman at a black tech mixer a couple years into CypherNest. Sharp, charming, running a private risk assessment firm for international clients. He had this way of remembering your coffee order and your cousin's birthday, polished, but approachable, with eyes that felt like truth. When I told him about the house and sale, he lit up. Cash, he said with a grin, that's leverage. Make the offer irresistible. He wasn't wrong. The estate was a custom-built 8-bedroom mansion in Buckhead, vineyard included, private helipad and all. Multiple offers, but cash would seal the deal. Here's the catch. Seller wanted the money in Atlanta by morning. Wire transfers wouldn't cut it. Leave it with me, Roman said confidently. My safe's biometric, titanium reinforced. Built for moments like this. I hesitated, but he said, we've been together 4 years. You know who I am. And honestly, I thought I did. That night, I watched Roman open that vault like it was Fort Knox, 3 armored cases stacked inside, 20 million in crisp, untraceable $100 bills. He promised, I'll have it ready for you first thing. Wrapped his arm around me, saying, we're building something, Naomi. This is just the beginning. I went home to prep for the house walkthrough. Sent him a text before bed. Love you. Big day tomorrow. No reply. Figured he was asleep. Morning came. I got to his penthouse at 7:45 a.m., coffee in one hand, contract in the other. The door was slightly cracked open. My heart sank. Roman. No answer. Place was spotless, too spotless, like staged, not lived in. The bookshelf that hid the safe was slid aside. The safe was wide open and empty. The cash? Gone. Roman's clothes? Gone. His watch collection, artwork, wine, even his toothbrush, everything vanished. Except for a folded note, his handwriting. Sorry, Naomi. I know you hate me. But I couldn't walk away from this. You'll bounce back. You always do. I collapsed on the couch, vision blurring, chest tightening. No tears, no screams, just stunned silence. The man I loved, my future with him, gone along with $20 million. But this nightmare was just beginning. Hours blurred. I kept checking the safe, as if the money might magically reappear. I searched every cabinet, closet, drawer. Nothing. Even the air smelled like absence. No cologne, no leftover coffee, just cold finality. Called Roman. Straight to voicemail. Called again. Blocked. I hunted down everyone who knew him, assistant, barber, housekeeper. No one had seen him in over 24 hours. It hit me like a ton of bricks. This was planned. By 10 a.m. I was at the police station, barely able to speak without choking. My fiancée disappeared with $20 million. The young black officer blinked like I was crazy. You're serious? Yes. Another officer asked for proof. I handed bank receipts, withdrawal docs, courier signatures, everything. Detective Annika Rhodes showed up, a tall, no-nonsense woman with a soft southern drawl and eyes that saw everything. She took me to a small room and said, Naomi Carter, right? I remember you from Atlanta Women in Tech. My daughter follows you. I managed a weak smile. Not exactly the kind of fame I wanted. She got straight to it. Legally, this isn't robbery. You gave him the money willingly. It's financial betrayal wrapped in a personal relationship. A con, I muttered. Exactly. And these guys? They rarely leave traces. But Roman left one mistake. You see, I'm paranoid about security. Had installed hidden sensors and motion detectors everywhere, even in his penthouse. I pulled out my tracking logs. The safe was opened at 3:17 a.m., closed at 3:24. Elevator footage showed him leaving with the cases. That was gold. And then, his phone pinged. A private jet took off from Hartsfield at 6:05 a.m., headed to Bice. Homeland Security got involved. U.S. Embassy in Bice. Interpol. But once Roman landed, he disappeared again. No hotel check-ins, no purchases, no border crossings. Poof. The money? Untraceable cash. But Roman left a pattern. At home, I tried to sleep, eat, breathe. My inbox flooded with congratulations from people who didn't know I'd been stabbed in the back. Speaking gigs, panels, fake. I replayed every moment, dinners, jokes, late-night work sessions, how he cared for Grandma Eloise when she was sick. Was it all an act? A week later, my lawyer dropped the bomb. Recovering the $20 million? Slim chance. Without a contract saying he held the money for me, prosecution was tough. If he stayed in a non-extradition country and laundered the cash, he could walk free. I shut down. Canceled meetings, ghosted social media, hid from friends. Kenya, my best friend since Howard, showed up unannounced. You're not answering, she said, arms crossed. Don't say you're fine. You're dressed like depression. She was right. I mumbled, fair. She softened. You didn't deserve this. You loved him. That's not a crime. I didn't answer. Loving him cost me millions and a piece of myself. Days later, a voicemail from a blocked number. Distorted man's voice. He's not who you think. This isn't the first time. Want justice? Find the other women. The message played on loop. Was it a prank? No. It was too real. I cleaned the audio. No match. Called Detective Rhodes. She sighed. You think he's a serial con artist? More than that. I said. I hacked into a shared drive he didn't know I had access to, found a dossier. 9 women, all successful, wealthy, late 20s to 40s. Notes about their vulnerabilities. And under my name, trust 95%, safe access confirmed, phase exit scheduled. I wasn't his girlfriend. I was his target. Reached out to one woman, Simone Daniels, Houston plastic surgeon. She replied fast. Same story, whirlwind romance, promises, trust. He held part of her investment during a crypto freeze, $800,000 gone, with Simone and Jade Wallace, a Chicago VC who lost $2.4 million. We formed a private group, the Fire Inn. We shared everything, receipts, timelines, photos, emails. Roman's aliases, patterns, methods. His business was deception. His clients, women with assets. His weapon, intimacy. Detective Rhodes coordinated what she could locally, but federal cases need bigger power. So we brought in cybersecurity contacts, Micah Johnson, forensic expert in Austin. Ghostly footprints, he said. Traced Roman to Barbados, pinging near a private resort. Then silenced out we went all in. Jade hired a private investigator, Simone talked to a journalist, and I consulted my lawyer about building a multi-state fraud case. Could be my way back. 2 months later, we engineered a trap. Created a fake fintech startup, Novalink Ventures, with fake investors and buzz. Within days, an email from Marcus Dubois, Roman's latest alias. The bait was taken. Roman appeared on Zoom, disguised but unmistakable. He passed our fake financial tests. We invited him to Lisbon for a board meeting, with Homeland Security and Portuguese police waiting. He showed up cool, then froze when he saw me. Naomi, he breathed. Marcus Malik Anthony, I said. His smirk faltered. 2 officers stepped forward. Simone and Jade confronted him remotely. He said no.